Frenchman Bay is special to me because we live on it, we work on it, and we recreate on it. And I'm never, ever bored with it. It's always different. And I have a lot of respect for the importance it holds, not just to us, but to a lot of people. I grew up in the United Kingdom. I met Theo because he sailed over from the Netherlands. He had crossed the North Sea single-handed in a little boat, a little sailboat, 24 feet, all on his own. And he had just started talking to my father, actually. And that's how we had met. And eventually we got married, and I moved to the Netherlands. And he is a mussel farmer. He's a fifth-generation mussel farmer. And so I sort of married into aquaculture.
My dad said that instead of just continuing to do what our family's been doing for ages, he felt like he wanted to add something to the future of the family. And so we started looking at what country we were going to move to and try and start a farm. Like literally the first time my dad came to visit Bar Harbor, he never came back for more than a week after moving away. He basically called my mum and said, pack up the kids, we're moving to America.
The wonderful thing about aquaculture is the ability for it to be a generational business. Our two sons want to carry on, and they're already working full-time in the business. So yes, it is absolutely already moving on to the next generation. So to start the farming process, we gather seed that sets naturally in the wild. The seed goes into the holes in the stewardship. Theo will maneuver the boat, or Max will maneuver the boat over the farm site, and there are hydraulic holes in the side of the boat where you can lift up gates, and the water will just gently spread the mussel seed over the farm site. They'll stay there and they just grow over the next 2.5 years.
So we have a custom-built box drag that is computer controlled from the boat that has a cutting bar at the front. You can trim exactly where that flat edge of the drag sits. And so you can cut through that layer of silt and take the mussels right off the top without ever hitting the seabed proper. And the way we know we don't hit the seabed proper is that there have been farms running for over 200 years constantly in Holland, and they're still the exact same depth as they were 2 centuries ago. And so once we've gone through the harvest, they go through the tumble cage and then into a unit that removes all the stones, and then directly into water-filled insulated vats that get covered, put on the crane, and brought to our processing facility for purging and further processing.
My biggest challenge at the moment is probably climate change. It's making people anxious. It's making the rate of this change is happening faster than social license is able to accommodate. Farmers are having to adapt to their techniques very quickly because we're seeing these changes happening very rapidly on the ground.
We can't keep doing what we've always done. We've got to be changing how we are farming and how we are growing and constantly adapting and improving. The scallop farm started in all seriousness about 4 years ago. The first year we grow them in lantern nets. We get them from that 1/4 inch size up to about 2 inches, 2 to 3 inches in spring. We take the 2-inch scallops and they have a little notch in the bottom of the shell. So we have a machine that drills a small hole through that individual piece of shell and then puts a plastic pin through it and a rope and another scallop that it also drilled a hole through. And so you get basically these daisy chains of ropes with pairs of scallops hanging on them. And they are happy to hang there for another 2 years or so before they hit real market size. There is a very big need for economic diversification on the coast of Maine. And if we can figure out how to farm scallops for ductor mussels, we can show anyone that wants to learn how to farm them and hope to be able to try and preserve the working waterfront.
When we were looking for a place to farm seafood, I was really blown away by the quality and the taste of all of the seafood that had been come from here, and it really is world class. I am really proud of the aquaculture sector. There's young, energetic people who are putting effort into supporting one another, looking at what needs to be done and doing it well. I am deeply involved in as much as I can be, as well as running a company. But the way that this is developing, it's something to be proud of, absolutely.